Good day. Hi. Salutations and greetings. My name's Marge. I'm a oak empath, and I just like having these little conversations on the way I feel about things. Just free flowing it here. I don't edit. I don't add all that bells and whistles. I don't got the time. If I had the time, maybe I would. Because I know I got the know-how. If it's worth it. And if it's too many bells and whistles, I ain't into it. But what I want to do, and what I want to start doing is just stepping into the moment with God, my higher power source, starting these videos and inviting all the goodness in. I hear the birds singing out the window. I'm not sleeping a whole lot these days, having big gaps in the night, but it doesn't bother me as much anymore, because those big gaps, my monkey mind would go, but now I just invite God, source, creation in. The highest vibration, which is love. And I've often found that through laughter. I've always just been a big old clown. I just like making people smile. I used to put cakes in my face and stuff like that when people are having a bad day. I just, go out of my way because I know what it feels like. And I always imagine the stuff that I wanted people to do, to show their kindness and love to me. And, well, I imagined a lot of wonderful things. So, even though I didn't match those and get those things received to me as a young child, what I do is I know how to treat people based on how poorly I was treated, And people know when they were treated bad, Other people can say, get over it. You're an adult now. You have control over your emotions. See, that's the thing, is control. That's where they get you when they use words like control. Oh, see, I don't believe in control, because we're spirits having a human experience. I believe in free will, and those controlling things are what gets you in trouble. I made a few notes. This morning. I suited up. This is from my old life, new life. See, I got freaking probably 50 of these dress shirts, all different colors, and probably about 28 of these bow ties, because I used to suit up and show up and go to meetings and share about my hope, my strength, in rooms of different all kinds of different rooms of recovery, retreats, things like that. I've been looking for my spirit my whole life. Only thing I thought everything was out there to tell me what my spirit was, and it wasn't until I was called to Oregon and my life all but stopped, and I became Mom's caregiver, and I started deflating my ego. I started getting past that earthly stuff. Because my college degree and my Air Force veteran status didn't work for me anymore, and all those things that I worked for, it didn't work for me anymore, but what worked for me is my relationship with Source, God, higher power that I have today, and it's bigger than it's ever been, which is good, because I got probably more stress than I ever had in my life. But my faith is bigger than that, huh, Benzo? Because I do it for these guys, man. I have a t-shirt in there that says, I live for the comfort of my dog, and I should have S, dogs, mom, cat, You gonna snore a lot, bud, in this talk? Here, can I put my arm down and prop your head so you're just... There you go, bud. There you go. There you go. I'll be your pillow this time. How's that? There you go, bud. Get in there, buddy. Get comfy. The highest vibration of love through laughter. See, it feels good. See, it feels good to love. The thing of it is, there's so many people hurting on this planet right now that vibrational frequency of love, it hurts. It hurts because they're so afraid that they're going to have it for this instant, but any second it's going to be taken away by something, because their fears are bigger than their faith. Made some notes. I think Rain Man repeated that a couple times already. Oh, Robin Williams has been on my heart heavy lately. Buddy, I gotta move my arm just for a second. I got this for him. Because of Popeye when I was like 3, that was one of the first movies I ever saw. Let me get your pillow, bud. I gotta make it more comfortable. This is how little dogs get hurt. Huh, Tut Tut? What's that? Tucker just leans up against the wall. There you go, bud. There you go, bud. There you go. Okay? Yeah? Yeah? You make it all alright, homie. They make it all alright for me. Okay. And then there's a couple videos that came into my feed and recommended on my homepage on the tubes about him, and I was like, you know, I always questioned the account of his death, and now it's just more people are coming in alignment with the bull crap. They're calling it the bull, you know, they're calling crap. You know, people are waking up to the tunnels is what I'm really kind of intrigued with right now, is the tunnels. So today is September 20, 2020. September 20, 2020. Today is September 20, 2020. Are we stuck in a time loop? Oh my god. So, a lot of people are dealing with past hurts, and because you gotta, you know, deal with the wreckage of your past before you can live a joyful future. And so many people created lives for themselves so that they could ignore and put a lock in their mind on that past. But what's happening is celestial energies and our astrological alignments and the climate and the nature of spirit, that it's evolving, and all those memories, thoughts are low vibrational frequencies, and so you can't take that with you to the 5D earth. So what you got to do is you got to drop all that baggage, drop the rocks. There's a book. It's a good book. Check it out. You got to drop the rocks. Drop it. Hurt feelings, anger, drop it. Because you can't rise in frequency if you hang on to all that shit. And we want to take everybody with us, yeah, to the new earth, man. Heaven on earth. We want everyone to go. So drop the rock, the anger, the hurts. And I had terrible, that's what I am here to speak on. When I was 10-month-old baby girl, some man deflowered me, call it, you know what, rape me, whatever you want it. I wasn't present, because when traumas happen like that, we are given grace, and grace is that peace within trauma, and they call it, the controllers call it, it's the word, I don't even like saying it. I'll explain it how I say it, because I'm not going to use their terms and their words, because they're dark and dreary. And your spirit will go up out of your body. Your spirit will go up out of your body, and you will witness the account. And then when you drop back in, you know, oftentimes people lose aspects, like who they were going to be before that instant. Like all those aspects, the goodness, the kindness, the purity, the essence is instantly gone, because they because they know the darkness now. See, every point somebody finds out what the darkness is, and it's all the same darkness. It's all Luciferi. It's all pain. It's all low vibrational. It's all hurt, torment. It's all that horror movies that, you know, and shows that people pick on Netflix. Netflix is what I call it. I evolved it from Nutflix to Nutflux, because they show the patterns and trends. They put these creepy ideas out there, and these ideas, like Pocket of the Future talks about, come from space and somebody, and then they see how many people are watching. And when movies and shows like Nurse Ratched is trending, we got a bigger problem. Satan is bigger than you know, God right now. So us God leaders, we got to work harder. So I'm suiting up and showing up today, because I got to work harder. And this ain't no freaking clip-on, y'all. Shka. Anyway, because when I was little, and I had other pain, because my parents, I was their parting gift. I was an accident. And so either both of them, when I was with mom, she'd see my father's face and reminded of, oh, I hate you. And then I was with my dad, he would see my mother's face and he'd be like, oh, I hate you. And I'd be like, I'm not either of you. But still, I got the brunt and the torment. You know, and at one time, it was a healing moment for me when I saw that baby. They did that experiment, that psychological experiment, when they're like, the kid's going to get upset, don't play with the kid, whatever you do, don't mirror the kid, and then the kid, like, freaks out. Yeah, I got that. You know, so I just found all the people that mirrored back to me. I would be in anybody's life that would have me. But the thing of it is the kid catchers know that torment too, and they take advantage. And there's a whole heart space of taking advantage and kid catchers that is coming to light right now, and a lot of people are having a hard time with it. But I think most people have had to deal with it on the brunt end of it, had to deal with it. So it's like finally for us, it's like, yeah, this shit is our life, you know. This shit is all the stuff that you're like, no, that doesn't happen. No, that's not real. That doesn't happen. And it's like, dude, it's our whole lives. It's always been this. So we had to go through our shit and raise through all that low density shit to get to a high vibrational frequency of love to help teach other people how to do it. That's the only reason why I'm still on this earth. Pretty sure. So my love was met with anger, because I was never, like, I had a speech impediment. My dad's an Aries, you know. It's like, you know, I was just this little defective model, and he can't even believe that that came from him, you know. And then it was my mother's fault that wrecked the baby, you know, and all that stuff. It's just weird what people, the storylines that people make and torment when they could, you know, be doing things from a much higher vibration. So I learned to mirror myself when I got quiet, when my life got real quiet, and I started taking care of Mom and loving on Mom, and I realized, you know what, my face is her face, and God willing, and the creek don't rise, because freaking the Air Force put a lot of shit in us, man. We're just guinea pigs. Military, all we are guinea pigs. That anthrax shit, I'm like nervous. I'm glad. I don't think I had all. I think there were 8. I think I had 6. But I was just, you know, that's for grown men, and you know, you see these old guys just twitching and bouncing. It's like it's nerve agent. It's all nerve agent. And so, you know, I see storylines where people are like, you know, their bodies shut down, you know, because they're, you know, and I'm just like, that's not my storyline. That's not my storyline. That's not my, you know. But my nerves are always, I was born with my nerves shot. So I'm 46, you know, and with my faith and my determination and my faith in higher power, I've, you know, put off a lot of physical ailments to this point. But this is why I'm trying to find my community, because my body is not keeping up with my mind. And I find that troublesome sometimes. So, planting evidence with seed of thought. I thought about that with the trending on Netflix. I'm about this close to being done with Netflix. We got Longmire on all 6 seasons. Mom's watching NCIS today just because she needs to do something different. And it's just, I'm trying to make everything as normal as I can in very, very unnormal situations, and I don't think I'm doing a very good job, honestly. So what I'm noticing, I mean, that's what Hollywood, I've always seen, and I was always told from the time I was a little girl that Hollywood is an indoctrination, and it shows and it lets people know, because that's how they know what people are for, the crap of what they're watching, what's trending, and then they give people more what they want. And when shows like that Ratchet, dude, just the heart space of what that show came from is disgusting. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, that's a whole paradigm of freaking perfectly fine people that are just like, hey, that's bullshit, that end up freaking brain dead because the powers of an authority of somebody's in controlling. And it's evil. And there's no spirit in that. I like to ask myself that. Somebody mentioned that. Where's the spirit in that? I like to ask myself in that. Marge, when you're about to spit venom out of your mouth, where's the spirit in that, Marge? Where is the spirit in that? Where is the spirit of God in that? So that's what I'm trying to come up with, because when I don't, then I come up with venom and I spew poison and toxin, and then I am the demon. Then I am the antagonist. Then I'm the dick and the asshole, and I'm trying to de-dick, because that ain't the way to heaven. I'm trying to get there. I'm just trying to get there, man. I think we're all just trying to get to heaven. I just want to freaking have a little place with me and Ma, and a fenced yard, so I can just have the door open and the dogs can go open in and out of the. That is so much of my time is just Because the place is not. But anyway, I'm manifesting. I'm dreaming big here. You know, little wood stove maybe possible. You know, people can come visit anytime you want. People help me get into this place. It ain't my place. It's everybody's place. I don't own anything. I just want to borrow some space for a while. You know, we're spirits having a human experience. That's why it's so weird to me. And people like, you know, I remember people going to sporting events and watching kids games and stuff like that. I never got to play. You know, couldn't afford the uniforms and stuff, like all that stuff that came with it. Had no room for excess, nothing like that. No. So I was always the manager. That's how I got to contribute, go along and still see things, you know. Go on the away games and stuff like that, clowning around. Anyway, this team idea, and then it got out of control. When things get out of control for ego, then we get like the pro sports, and I'm so glad those are going away in the entertainment industry. And we're gonna have more shows like this. And then people are, you know, people contribute to my channel, and I've gotten checks in the mail. People have been so gracious in what I do here. And then I think about it, I'm like, Margie, you have been collecting sermon material your whole life. You're just speaking God's message, and through a freaking wonky little short old lady soul sack, middle-aged. Middle-aged. I'll be 47 in April. So what's trending? So I always pay attention to what's trending. I went to college for business information systems, IT. So I went into IT support because that was, I'm like, I always, when I was a kid, if the world was ending, what would be the most beneficial? You know, so that's how I always directed my life. That's why I picked age, because it was a mechanic and you worked in all these different systems. I mean, pneumatic systems, hydraulic systems, electrical systems, fuel systems, brake systems, all the mechanical systems. If I don't know a system, I can find out the system. It's how my brain always works, is I'm just always trying to figure out. And I ain't been included in society much, so it's freed me up a lot of time to go out and collect a lot of data. You know, and I put myself intentionally in all these paradigms. Go check out West Corp, Omaha, Nebraska. See what that company's about. They're all the perverts wear the same shoes. Their keyboards are all nasty. They all have servers at home. I've been knowing this shit for 13 years. And just collecting, and then I put myself in the medical system, so I know who the dirty pervs in the medical system are. I just know who the dirty pervs are everywhere. In the university system, I worked at a Jesuit university in Creighton University in Omaha, Nebraska. Go check out what that place is. That was a cush job, and I was like, I can't work here. I hate going to work. I feel dirty when I leave this place every day. The IT department, they thought it was cute. It was called Do It. Department of IT. Do It. Just called Do It. See, because when you have the mentality of 12-year-old altar boys that got stuck because something that happened to them, because they get stuck there. And they don't get all the aspects back, but then they're given the same advantages and the same privileges all through life. They're still doing the same creepy shit as they did when they were 12 years old. They're just now in their freaking 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. And people got to start being safe with themselves by recognizing energy. And not relying on the laurels of loyalty with, well, they wouldn't act like that. They're my blah blah. I've known them for forever many years. However, that's why I talk about my character defects so frequently, so openly out here, because I don't want to keep them inside, because those are the ones that turn to shadow and get dark. And then that's when I think my ego starts coming. Margie, why don't you just get rid of all your dogs and go, drop your mom off at a freaking firehouse. You could live it. And I'm just like, bleh. You can't even talk like that, and that's all I live for, you know. But the ego gets people to do things and go there because, well, they don't have a faith bigger than their fear. So you got to be careful about what's trending. What are you making trend? What are you making trend? What part are you trending? Are you trending high vibrational stuff or low? And even if you're passing on the, even if you're reporting on the dastardly, you're still passing on the dastardly. I got, you know, that's a tuck. He's a sleepy guy. That's a sleepy guy. He's a good boy, Tuck. Oh, that's a good dog. He's a good boy. They're all the good boys. And they're all under, they're like 35 pounds. They're all small. They're little guys. They're just little guys. They don't make no messes. Well, they make messes, but the only messes they made is when I was freaking pounding the pavement, getting that job, looking for that W-2. Anyway, okay, I'm going to get through these notes because I'm running long. I don't want to run that long. So what's trending? Trust that... Oh. One of the things... Ain't nobody 100%, okay? Nobody is 100% at anything except God, source, creator, is how I recognize it. We're just all little splinters, little light aspects, little drop water droplets from God, creator, source, and how we reflect that back. You know, we're just like all little rainbow, little whatever, in a different shade of the color wheel, just a different color on the color wheel, and then how we reflect that back. You know, the lower shades or the higher shades kind of thing. Are you going to bring light or darkness to the earth? Or are you going to add to it or take away? Are you going to plus or minus, suck or draw? Suck, draw, or... What's a buds? You're so cute, bud. You got sleepy face today. So when people are coming in a way where they're like, oh, I'm all this and I'm all that and this is, you know, and I'm all for this, like sometimes, not very often, but I'll jump in on the trending in YouTube, and I can't, because I just can't hardly believe the stuff that gets like gazillions of views. It makes my third eye twitch. It really does. It's hard to watch the stuff that trend. Like some guy got so many gazillion views. His 40 mazillion something. He bought them 40 cars or something. And I was like, can I just have one place to live? You know, it's just like what? Too much is so too much. And so when I look at people that are acting like they're all put together, I'm always looking for their, oh, where's the little shade in you? What's the part that you don't want people to know because you're trying so hard for them to get you to think that you're trying so hard to get them to think that you are a certain kind of way? So what is it, I wonder? And it's the same way when someone is all surly and mad. I'm like, what are you covering up? Where's the, as Deborah Silverman calls it, the yum yum? I really appreciate so many of these other, I listen to so many other talks just to distract myself from my own thoughts, from my own head, to keep out of my own head. I'm constantly listening to other talks. So I'll put a video on, or, you know, in the morning I get, like this morning I woke up, John Levi shared his on Twitter. I shared his video on Twitter about tunnels, and then he made me think of Jessie, so I tagged her in there, and I just like connecting the dots and stuff, you know. These people give me this information and these knowings, and I'm just like, oh man, this has been going on for so long. People are not for eating. So I appreciate the Deborah Silverman's. She said that this morning. She's like, you know, wanting the yum yums and not getting it. All the readers are saying the same stuff. It's like, hang on, let go. We're just kind of in a holding pattern, and just the whole, everything is just about to go energetic flush, like release, like a lack of a better term, kind of a universal go, release. Rapture, from what I understand, rapture, that's all it means is a good feeling. And if everybody feels that at the same time, could you imagine the flood of light that would bring to this earth, you know? And I love listening. I listen to Jesse's weird kid stuck on Jesse's motor right now, and and her teachings, because she has such a soothing voice, man. It's her voice. It's like, read bedtime story, because I could fall, you know. It's so soothing, because people, I don't know. Anyway, so she was interviewed by Rising Aquarius Africa, Aquarius Rising Africa. I don't want to get stuck in my head the wrong way. And she was talking about how JC presented himself a man on fire, and then the kids in the tunnel are talking about the man on fire, and I'm like, I know that man on fire, and I see him. I don't see him on. I don't interpretate him. I could see how a 4-year-old would interpretate a man on fire, but I see it as more as a glow, as more as a. But I know that because when you are a child and your heart is that innocent and that pure and that essence, then that is when you see the high vibrational stuff. So that's what's happening on the whole earth right now, is that people are coming into their heart space because they're dropping all the rocks. They're getting rid of all, they're remembering all the hurts. They're confronting their antagonists. They're coming into their own power. They're doing all these things to raise their vibration, and then so when that happens, that often allows more people to see the man on fire. Yeah, that's how I see it. So, John Levi was my take this morning. I always like to give credit where credit's due, because I don't come up with all this stuff that I come up with just freaking. I mean, I spend a lot of time researching. I just like connecting the dots. And then I was thinking about how water. I'm gonna end up on this. Water. Thank you for loving my heart. My heart loves yours too. Your big old floppy face DOG. Gaia. Yeah, Gaia. I always go back and it always goes back to Gaia. It always goes back to Gaia. Gaia! You know what's weird is I had an aunt. I have an aunt. She's still an aunt, but she was never really, I don't know. She wasn't very good to me. So I try to do everything that I try to act the opposite of every, so I try, she's helped me to be a better aunt by her bad example. That was hard, Marge. Anyway, so I was thinking about how, because there's a movie I watched years ago, What the Blip We Know. And water is the most malleable form, right? Malleable. You put water in a glass, or you put water in any kind of form, or anything, and it molds and goes around. And I was like, well, ain't that a miraculous thing? How God set it up glorious, that the earth is 70% water and 30% math, and we are 70% water and 30% maths, as above, so below, and how beautifully elementary all this stuff is. And they try to make it so scientific and so big just so that they can tap in and draw in the thoughts of the heart space of others and take them and invade them and use them for money and to serve Satan, because all money does is serve Satan. Money is the root of all evil. So you get rid of the need for money, wouldn't that make it logical sense that evil would lose its representation too? You know? So that's like, so that's why it's like, it's funny because I inadvertently a couple years ago got ordained somehow in the Universal Church, and I don't pay for nothing, and I think credentials are stupid, because I think I'm just as qualified, if not more, because I haven't had running water in 3 years, and my whole story is so freaking absurd that it's just like, one day people are going to be like, man, this happened on our watch in society. This woman is a veteran. She takes care of her mom who had a stroke when she was 38 all by herself. And she's freaking autistic and freaking, dyslexic. All these things that they always tested her for that, she barely got out of the defines of, she just barely slipped through the cracks up into society, and then she fell back down. Now I'm calling on everyone to help me. get to a better way. Pray for me, and Mom, find a place. I don't think we care anyway. At this point, we don't even care where it's at. You know, I just don't think she could make a trip across the United States. So, I don't think she could. I know Sassy, her dog, couldn't, so... Sassy's at the end of her life. She's so... I know, I can feel it, and I'm just trying to... I'm just trying to be supportive of my mom during a hard, difficult time. That's why we're watching NCIS, because during the time, you know, I don't want her to associate losing Sassy with Longmire. Because that's how things work, you know, when you get sick and you eat something... When you're like have like a really bad stomach bug, and then you eat something, and then that food is forever spoiled for you because you was forever associated it with your body being in that low density field. Well, it's the same thing happens when freaking women get freaking raped by dudes that wear Drakkar Noir, stuff like that. You know, it's that. There's imprints in us, and we're all energy. Everybody reads energy and stuff like that. So I just think it's what the note I wrote was, water is the most malleable forming filling solution. You know, and then I was like, well, I will be damned, because I grew up by Shasta Dam. When I am being more density than free flow, I am the dam. I am the obstacle from the water flow, from the solution. I am the obstacle from finding the right solution. When I am more density, which I recognize as earthly ego things. When I want more what I want just for me and less for water, malleable, everyone around, solutions, the good of the collective, the good of the whole, Jesus Christ, God, consciousness. And that is what people are raising into now, and for that I am grateful. This morning Mom said I had my sweatpants on. I might go shopping. I gotta go to Walmart this morning. I just might wear this outfit today. Of course I'd add I'd add to it a little bit more, but Mom said, you look nice. I don't take compliments very well. I learned to. I'm learning. I was taught to just say thank you. You know, don't talk down. You know, just say thank you when somebody gives you a compliment. So that's what I try to do. But this morning I had my sweatpants on with this, so it's like up top I look, you know, is like a mullet in my outfit. I'm a business and then a party down below with my sweatpants on. And she said, you look nice. I said, well, halfway. And she said, well, halfway is better than none. And I was like, Mom, I gotta go write that down. God bless you, Mom. God bless you. God blessing you. But I'm not getting up because I'm gonna end this video here. But I just thought it was cute. But I got these pants on. I get them at Wally World. That's the only reason why I have the heart space to even shop at Wally World is here is my synchronicity. Is my grandmother is from Arkansas, and her maiden name is Walton. And Arkansas isn't a really big place. You know? So, because on that, I'm not saying we're related. I'm not trying to state no claim on nothing. I'm a native without a freaking tribe. I've been looking for my demographic for 46 years, me and Mom. And we've always been a part of it, but never as a whole. So we're looking for our whole demographic. But it's just really, so that's the only ways I can shop at Walt. Because I can talk myself in and out of everything, you know. And I run into that's why I always like to just, if you dress like a clown, man, the fearful, they stay away from you. It's the joyful that come up, and they'll like, I don't know, I'm still waiting for somebody to come up and dance with me. I've had a couple of women in their like 70s, like, what you listening to? And all, and they'll, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, because I like to ask people, what do you listen? What do you got going on? What's in there? You know, kids on the street, oh, gaming. I think I might, when I get moved and settled, and if I get more time to free up, you know, I think I would, you know, because I'm excited, because Keejan's going to do Minecraft. And it's just playing. I'm not good at video games, so I could walk around and do some stuff and have some conversations with people and share some messages and stuff like that, you know. So that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.